team. Denver actually went Delta O'Neal. We talked a lot about him. Great player. You had him coming off of our board at number 6 to Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah. Big jump for Delta.
So that's pretty cool. So here, I'm going to stick with defense, but I'm going to go with my guy, Sean Ellis. Denver definitely has built defenses over the last few years that have been really good. I feel like since John Elway, where their teams were dominated by good offense, the last, especially 10 to 15 years, for me, the story of Denver has been their defense. And I'm going to start here again with Sean Ellis at 15.
I like this pick a lot. Denver, one thing that a lot of people don't remember is that they had a pretty good pass rusher with Trevor Pryce when he was in his prime. Very solid defensive end prospect, okay. And he produced a lot of sacks for them. Now, you get a chance to pair Trevor Pryce with Sean Ellis. That makes a very formidable defensive line right there. I like that pick a lot.
Cool.
All right. Moving on. The number 16, I have the San Francisco 49ers. Originally, they had Julian Peterson fall to them. Unfortunately, in this redraft, they don't have the luxury of that player being there. Let me see. Let me take a look at my big board real quick. I'm not sure what needs that they may have, but like I said, I'm a big fan of the big uglies. You got to protect your quarterback. At that point, they had Jeff Garcia, Terrell Owens as their, the two primary weapons offensively. Was it Harrison Gurst? Was he their running back at that point in time?
Garrison Hurst.
I said it backwards.
Yep. Harrison Gurst.
Right.
I like it.
I'm going to go with offensive tackle again. This time is going to be Marvell Smith out of Arizona State.
Oh, you're killing me.
Oh, yeah. Former Pittsburgh Steeler. Former Pittsburgh Steeler. Solid offensive tackle, blind side protector for the Pittsburgh Steelers for about 11 seasons there. Made a Pro Bowler. Originally was a second-round pick and played 9 seasons, and was a part of the Pittsburgh Steelers Super Bowl team there. So he does have a Super Bowl championship on his resume. Solid pick, solid player, solidifies that offensive line again. And, they're going to keep that San Fran train rolling, baby.
Yeah, he was great, man. He was the next offensive lineman on my board. That's why I said you're killing me. I think that's a great pick. A lot of years, lot of steadiness that he brought to whatever offensive line he was on. So no arguments with that one, man. Very good pick. For me.
Please tell me you take a Janikowski here.
No.
Please tell me you're taking Janikowski for Oakland.
But I'm doing something else that's really fun, though. All right? So, Oakland, I'm going to do some real Oakland shit right here. Okay, so they went with a kicker, Seabass. Okay, I'm sticking with kicker, but I'm going with a different one.
You really?
Shane Leckler.
Wow.
We're doing it. He is the Sebastian Janikowski of punters. He was around for 1 million years, multiple-time Pro Bowler. This is my list. I wouldn't do this in real life, but they fell to me. I got Oakland. Shane Leckler. We're doing it.
You think about that pick, man. Think about this draft overall. So they drafted Janikowski first round, their kicker, and they draft Shane Leckler in the 5th round, their punter. So they solidified their special teams unit for the next 10 years with those 2 picks in that draft. Shane Leckler had a better career than Janikowski.
He did.
He was a 6-time All-Pro, like a fucking 20-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah, man. He was there every year. He's one of the best punters
ever.
Absolutely in history.
He might be the best punter ever, legit.
So when you get the best player at your position ever, and you can have some fun and make fun of Oakland at the same time for doing goofy shit, you go Shane Leckler at 17. You just do it.
I'm with it. I respect it, man.
Yes.
I respect it.
Yes.
Shane Leckler, Texas A&M punter, first-round pick. Is he the first punter ever to go first round?
Shit, probably.
He might be. We're going to book it. Fuck it. In this draft class, he is.
He is.
Shout out to Shane Leckler. All right. Who I got up next? Oh, okay. Back to the New York Jets. You know what? I'm building a fucking dynasty for these Jets, man. They're not going to get their asses kicked by the Patriots for the next 20 years. They're actually going to be competitive in this AFC. Well, at this point, it's the AFC East at this point. So I'm looking at my big board here, and I look at the past picks for them. So we have them selecting Kabir and then also Corey Simon. So they go defense.
Okay.
You know what? We're going to continue on with defense. And this was a name I was going to mention to you, Ed. I'm pretty sure you're going to recognize him when I say it.
Okay.
He was a very good pass rusher who actually went undrafted in this draft class, but he goes from undrafted to the number 18 pick in this redraft. I'm going with Adewale Agunleye.
Okay.
Defensive end, Indiana. All right. Over 70 careers, over 65 career sacks for his career. Very good pass rusher for the Miami Dolphins. Very good pass rusher for the St. Louis Rams in his tenure there. Always a solid player. The only blip on his resume, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe he got into a manslaughter incident in which he killed a man driving. If I'm not mistaken. I believe that's what happened. Don't quote me on that one, but if I remember correctly,
I'm not quoting.
I believe that's what happened. But nonetheless, we're gonna go ahead and select him. He was an excellent player during his time in the NFL, and then we're gonna go ahead and build up a dominant front four for this New York Jets football team to go after the pass rusher, to go after the quarterback, and then also stop the run.
I'm impressed with that Agunlie because I thought perhaps when you were doing your research, maybe he wouldn't have popped up because he wasn't actually drafted in this list. I remembered him from the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, yeah.
So he was definitely in my top 31 here to be drafted. I was going to surprise you later, but you beat me to the punch, man. So so that's a great pick right there. That's a guy, he was super solid for a lot of years.
Yeah, I had him pretty high on my board. I had him ranked 13th.
Okay. Yeah, he was. I can't really blame you. He was a great player. And yeah, pretty cool that you found him. Wasn't sure you were going to.
Oh, yeah, and he's not a hitting gem in this draft class, baby.
All right, very cool, very cool. Okay, so I am up now with Seattle. Seattle originally here, let me take a look, went with Chris McIntosh. If I'm not... No, excuse me. I apologize. This is where they went Sean Alexander. I was looking at the wrong pick. That's what confused me. I had the notes down. Seattle with their first pick went Sean Alexander. Definitely not a bust. Great pick. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do anything that good for these guys. But you threw me with that Marvell Smith pick because that's where I was going for these guys, to shore up that offensive line.
Oh, yeah, man.
But great choice. Chad Clifton's off the board.
What's your plan B?
Man, this is the first time where I'd be using up the whole 10 minutes, I think. The rest of the guys were just flying off the board at me.
Would you like some Jeopardy music?
Oh, if you've got it queued up, I think I can make a pick before the Jeopardy music's up. That was incredible. That was awesome. That should be our whole show. Just you doing shit like that. Just making mouth noises. just noises like that guy from Police Academy.
That's
just that guy.
That guy's a beast.
Yeah, you should just do that.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Throw me right out of here. Just do that for an hour.
I don't think I could do that for an hour, though.
Right. But luckily, that gave me enough time. I might be reaching here because this was another one, and I'm following your Adewale Agunlie move. I had him down. Here's another guy I was going to spring on you later. But he's a guy that went undrafted, but went on to have a great long career. And that's Sean O'Hara.
Nice.
At offensive line.
Nice.
So that was another guy.
Nice. I'm pissed you just picked him. That was my next pick for Detroit.
Was it really?
Fuck.
Yes, I got you. So he was, now that I realized that Agunlie was gone and you've been looking at these undrafted guys, I was going to spring him on you later as great steals, but I feel like now, since I was going offensive line for Seattle, I had to pull the trigger, man.
I love the pick, man. He was an all-pro center. He's an undrafted center out of Rutgers. Gets latched on to the Giants, finally finds his niche, wins the job, and just solidifies that center position for the Giants. Super Bowl champion, multi-time all-pro, multi-time Pro Bowler, very successful career, especially being an undrafted player. And on top of that, he had a very good second career in commentating for the NFL Network. I love listening to him talk about football. He's very knowledgeable about the game. And, centers is one of those positions where, like, you just got to be smart. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be able to look at the line and read it. And he's just one of those guys that picked it up and did a phenomenal job during his time with the Giants and his NFL career.
And I feel like if you're going to go center, I feel like this is about the time that could happen. Yeah. He's the best center in the draft. You're looking around 19. The talent starts to dip a little bit. I pulled the trigger right there for Seattle. Give them a solid foundation on their offensive line.
I like it, man. That's a solid pick. All right, so I got the Detroit Lions here. And this is the season. This is Barry Sanders' last season, am I right? 1999-2000?
Yes.
I believe that's Barry Sanders' last season.
Yes.
I believe so. I can look it up, but, fuck it. You know what? We're just going to go off a whim. So with that in mind, they're going to need a replacement for Barry Sanders. And I'm going to give it to him. They're going to go Thomas Jones.
Okay, that's a great pick,
running
man.
back, Virginia. And as we talked about, Thomas Jones had a very slow start to his career before he got to Chicago and really picked it up. And then, obviously he had a good season with a couple of seasons with New York as well. And he gets to be the heir apparent to the Barry Sanders. So, yeah, congratulations, Thomas Jones. You get to follow up the best running back ever behind a shitty offensive line and a shitty organization in the Detroit Lions. I'm sorry, Lions fans, it's true. But, hey, I mean, you got Thomas Jones, and in this draft, he's actually going to be solid from jump. So, you won't feel the sting of Barry leaving too bad.
Okay. I like that, man. That's really solid.
By the way, I had him 22nd on my board, so not too far of a reach.
Well, I'll tell you what, and again, when we're looking at this type of thing, with Sean Alexander off the board, and with Jamal Lewis off the board, I think, again, where that talent level starts to dip, I think it falls right after Thomas Jones. So I think that's a good spot. Lock him up. Nothing wrong with that pick at all, man.
He was a beast. Like he was like chiseled. Like he was built like the thing.
Yeah, man. He was nasty. He was really one of those underrated guys. I think it's because he flew under the radar with not spectacular stats, but just steady and consistent for years. So it's a great pick, man. Nothing wrong with him at all. Can't blame you at all.
All right, man. You are up next. Kansas City. 21st overall.
Kansas City. This is before the era where the Chiefs were really dominant. They had some good years with Johnson at running back. They had Priest Holmes at running back. They had some weird years though. The Bono years and before that the DeBerg years. So this was never an offensive powerhouse. And I think I'm going to steal one of your guys here. I'm gonna keep with that tradition. We're not going offense here. I'm actually going to go on the defensive side of things here.
Uh-oh.
Their original pick, just to let you know, they were looking for offense at the time. It was Sylvester Morris. That definitely didn't work out. So instead, I am going to go with Adalius Thomas.
Love it.
I'm going with Adalius Thomas. One of the most underrated players. He played a big role in, helping that Ravens defense to become what it was. The one knock that I would have that made me even hesitant and all, because he might have been higher up on the board for me, multiple-time Pro Bowler here, but playing alongside other great players, it makes you wonder, could he have done that on another team? But I'm going to say yes, and Kansas City is going to get what I think is a steal here with Adalius Thomas at number 21.
I love that pick. Adalius Thomas, first of all, when he came into the Ravens, he was an awesome special teams player. He actually made the Pro Bowl as a special teams player.
Okay,
and
didn't know that.
He rounded out his skills and became a fucking dominant defensive player. That 2006 Ravens defense, I will take this to my grave. That is the greatest defense the Ravens has ever produced. Even better than the 2000 defense that we had that won the Super Bowl.
Okay.
It's just that the only reason why we don't talk about that defense more is because we didn't win a Super Bowl that year. We held fucking Peyton Manning in the Indianapolis Colts to 15 points and lost.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we held them
crazy.
to 5 field goals and lost. Adalius Thomas was the best defensive player on that 2006 team. He was absolutely phenomenal. Rushing the passer, covering the receivers and tight ends out of the backfield, and also tight ends and across the middle. Also special teams player, and yeah, man, if he could stay healthy, he went to New England and kind of flamed out there. Like Bill Belichick tried to use him too much, doing all the little gadget shit, and didn't let him just do what he did in Baltimore. But if they just plug him right in there and just let him do what he do, he's gonna have an awesome career. He would have had a very awesome career.
Okay,
so I like that pick a lot, man. That's an awesome pick.
Very cool.
All right, moving on. I have the Seattle Seahawks, and their original pick at 22 was Chris McIntosh. That was a tackle, and he was a flameout, so we're not going to go there.
Nope.
I'm looking at my board. I'm going to stay true to it, and I'm going to go safety, and I'm going to go Mike Brown, safety out of Nebraska.
Great player.
Solid defensive back, solid safety, put up very good numbers for a lot of years with the Chicago Bears. And, made a Pro Bowl, made an All-Pro, over 20 career interceptions, made over 500 tackles in his career. Not much more you could say about the man. He was a solid defensive back for a lot of years and, just kind of brings some stability to that Seattle secondary there.
Can't blame you, man. That's is that the first safety to go?
I believe that is the first safety, yeah.
Okay, I didn't have safety on my radar too much with this draft. There's